I welcome you all to the English session of today. Good morning, students. How are you all? Doing fine? Yes. And preparing your lessons for the half-yearly examination. Do it well, children. And now let us proceed to the session of today, our class. Before that, I wanted to tell you about the portion of our half-yearly examination, half-yearly home test, you could say. Right. So the first 5 units of prose, poem and supplementary reader, first 4 units. Hope you understand. First 5 units of prose and poem and supplementary reader, first 4 units. And following the last year's 11th standard question paper, you have to prepare yourself for the other lexical and other grammatical items, right? So, two gentlemen of Verona, a nice cup of tea in celebration of being alive, the summit, the chair. These are the prose portions, lessons. And poem, the castle, our castle in a tree, all the world's a stage, you and Ulysses. And supplementary reader, God sees the truth but waits, Life of Pi, The Hour of Truth, The Midnight Visitor, and that's all. And in poem you have the father to his son also. Poem, father to his son. The castle to father to his son. Castle, our casuarina tree, all the world's a stage, Ulysses, and a father to his son. And the non-detailed, God sees the truth but waits, Life of Pi, The Hour of Truth, The Midnight Visitor. Hope you understand. And along with that, summary writing, note making, responding the advertisement, all these things you have to prepare. And for further, if you have any doubt, just this Friday between 3 to 3:40, you have the interactive section, right? Doubt clearing session where you could clear out the doubts of yours and prepare yourself well for the examination, right? Now let us proceed to the father to his son. We are at towards the end of this poem, and it is who is the author of this poem, father to his son, Carl August Sandburg. Carl August Sandburg. While you are writing the ERC question, you have to write the title of the poem and the author of the poem without any mistake, right? Title of the poem and author of the poem should have no spelling mistakes at all, because Sandburg, right? Suppose this is a question is asked from this poem, and you are writing the answer like this: Father to his son by Carl August Sandburg, and you have left out the word A. In that case, the title of the poem is wrong, and this poem, a father to his son, is not written by this author. A father to his son is written by this author. So both this you will get wrong. Understand, children? So prepare the spellings very correctly, title without leaving a single word or spelling. If you have written wrongly there, you will lose your marks. You won't get marks for the ERC questions, right? Now take page number 161 of your textbook. So what the father advises his son to have a strong determination to do his duty, and he should not get frightened of the betrayals of other people, disloyal people, and he must be very gentle in his attitude, in his approach to others, because even brutes have been gentled where lashes fail to rectify people, where punishment fail to rectify, cure people. Lashes failed where gentleness has succeeded. So he advises his son to have gentle approach. Then he should not be over ambitious. He should never get ambition towards wealth, money, or whatever it is. Over ambitious will lead to this destruction and disaster. He should never be greedy. And then even our overalting ambition may lead us to some unexpected troubles and failures in our life. And then he says that he must know who he is. He must accept his failure. If he has committed some mistakes, he must have the wholeheartedness to come out with his failures and mistakes in his life, right? The second paragraph in page number 162. Before that, I am reading from the beginning just to have a revision of it. I don't know whether you have read it from home or at least once, I don't know, but I will just read it once and we will proceed to that. A father sees his son nearing manhood. What shall he tell that son? Life is hard. Be still, be a rock, and this might stand him for the storms and serve him for humdrum monotony, and guide him among sudden betrayals, and tighten him for slack moments. Life is a soft loam. Be gentle, go easy, and this too might serve him. Brutes have been gentle where lashes failed. The growth of a frail flower in the path up has sometimes shattered and spilt a rock. A tough will counts, so does desire. So does a rich, soft wanting. Without rich wanting, nothing arrives. You must have an ambition, grit, determination to achieve something, but you should not have overwhelming ambition. You should not be ambitious. Tell him too much money has killed men and left them dead before burial. The quest of lucre beyond just few easy needs has twisted good enough men sometimes into dry thoughted worms. Right? So this greed for money has sometimes led men to a frustrated situation, and they have become good for nothing people just because of their desire for money. Tell him time as a stuff can be wasted. Tell him to be a fool ever so often, and to have no shame over having been a fool, yet learning sometimes out of every folly, hoping to repeat none of the cheap follies. So you can waste your time because through your experience you will learn so many things, right? If you are not utilizing the time properly, if the parents or teachers advises you to utilize it properly, you won't listen, but there will be a time to you will realize what you have done is wrong. And now always accept your follies, mistakes, Never feel shame to say that I am such a fool. And when you find that you have committed some mistake, you must be very careful to never to repeat it again in your life. Thus arriving at intimate understanding of the world numbering many fools, tell him to be alone often and get at himself, and above all tell him some no lies about himself, whatever the white lies, and protect you friends. So you must have close understanding of the foolish people, the people who are around us. And he advises his son to spend his time alone very often. Tell him to be alone often and get at himself. See, every day, at least 5 minutes or 10 minutes, you must sit alone and think. So many things are around us. The world is a very great mystery. Right? God has created it and kept it there. In this world, we have so many mysteries and riddles that we could not solve so far. So, if you sit in a lonely place, thinking of the cosmos, stars, sun, moon, the high mountains, the deep sea, the ocean, and all the living creatures of this world, beautiful birds, animals, natural sceneries, green pastures, human being, his way of life, all these things, if you sit and think one by one, automatically, naturally, you will shine. You will understand things and you can find out so many things. You have to discover so many things that is already existing in this world. For that, spending time alone, lonely alone is very much essential. So he advises his son to spend at least sometimes every day in loneliness so that he could get lot of things about himself, about the world, about the universe, about everything. And again he advises his son never never reject, neglect, or hide his foolishness. Right? Tell him no lies about himself. Maybe he must have done some foolish actions, but he must have the courtesy, willpower to say that I am such a fool. Right? Because in future you will never repeat this foolishness again. Whatever the white lies and protective friends. So sometimes we may say some foolish lies to just protect ourselves from our friends, our parents, or our neighbors. But there is no reason for it at all. So we will say some white lies, lies without which causes no harm. So he told him no lies about himself, whatever the white lies and protect you. The last three stanzas again we have to study, I think, just to find out. He may use against other people. Tell him solitude is creative if he is strong and the final decisions are made in silent rooms. So again he says to sit alone in your room and take decisions. Most often we are just betrayed by our friends and relations, especially when we are going for our higher studies. We will just cling on to the I told you in this first class, I think, we will cling on to the advice of our parents and relations, and we will imitate the other people. Since my cousin is a doctor, I have to become a doctor. No. So he says that you sit in your solitude, loneliness, and that time you will get some creative ideas. Because most of the final decisions of the successful people, famous writers, scientists, and philosophers, they all got these ideas when they were alone, in loneliness only. So solitude is creative, he says. Loneliness will make you to create something, to have better ideas. And again he says most of the mm, decisions, final decisions are made in solitude by the successful people. If it comes natural and easy being different. Let him have lazy days seeking his deeper motives. Let him seek deep for where he is born natural. Then he may understand Shakespeare and the Wright brothers, Pasteur, Pavlov, Michael Faraday, and free imaginations. Let him have lazy days. So he says that let him sit idly for some time, and he did not ask you to sit idly and sleep and waste your time. No. Sit lonely, away from the society, away from your neighbors, away from your parents, away from the disturbance of the world, and you just think. Because, because he says the final decisions are made in silent rooms. And here he says, you spend some days lazily, how to bring out your deeper motives, your inborn qualities, your latent abilities. Let him seek deep for where he is born natural. So you are born naturally in this world. You must seek deep and get new. Then, if you follow this, you may understand Shakespeare, the great English dramatist, how he has got his thoughts, his ideas, his plot of the dramas. Wright brothers, who has invented the aeroplane. Louis Pasteur, he's a French biologist and chemist who has invented the vaccination for rabies, that is dog biting. Right. Pavlov, Michael Faraday, and the free imaginations, and all these people. You will understand these people. So spend some time in loneliness and think what is there in this world. How many of you are following this advice of your father? Just read something. Find out what is there. They will say very often. See how it is being done. You will just neglect their advice and run away saying that you do not know anything. I have some other business. So, following all these advices, bringing changes into your world, resenting change. The wide world is in front of you, which is expecting changes. Lot of corruptions, evils. Everywhere there is change is needed. Everywhere. From the top till the bottom, we need change. So, bringing changes to the world. If you follow all the advices of this father, you automatically will have a thinking capacity to think why it is like this. How could I change this? And if you think like this, all the youngsters, not only one son, I said, all the young backbone of the society thinks like this, you can bring changes in this world which is expecting change. He will be lonely enough to have time for the work he knows as his own. Right? He wants his son to be creative without expecting something. He must think of his own and become a scientist or social reformer or a person who could change the world with his modern ideas and ideologies. He advises his son to read vastly the book of famous authors like Shakespeare, and Wright brothers and all these great people to become great literary figures. And when you read the books of these people, you could acquire more and more knowledge. Then, whenever he does something, he must sit alone and think for himself, and he must try to change the world according to his favorable things that is available with him, right? Then, so what he says in this through this poem is, in this world, we people think that a father has to earn a lot of money, riches, wealth, a big bungalow, car, estate, everything, by hook or by crook, underline the word, by hook or by crook, and give it to the son when he leaves the world. This is what we are expecting. When we see a rich person, we will never think whether he has earned it by hook or by crook, by good ways or bad ways. We will never think, oh, he is rich, he has enough money, he has a good name in the society. All these things we will be. But here the Carl August Sandburg says that a father has to leave some riches, wealth to his son. What is that wealth? He says it is not in the form of estate, car, bungalow, or money, a very good balance in the bank, but good advices and the self-confidence to face the challenges of life. This is the thing that a father has to leave his son in this world, right? Not riches and other things. What is the thing that a father has to give to his son as his earning? That is not wealth or money, but good advices to face the challenges of life, to have self-confidence in himself, to strive and achieve something in his life with the with the with the what we can say, good thoughts, which is needed for the society to change the society and the world at large. Hope you understand the poem. So don't some children used to tell their father, what you have earned so far in this world for me? Don't ask this question to your parents, because their model, their lifestyle, their advisors, the confidence that they are giving to you are very well enough to have a healthy life for you people to live in this world. Hope you understand this thing, children. Go through the glossary part of it. And now in page number 163, fill in the blanks choosing the words from the box given and complete the summary of the poem. The words in the boxes in page number 164: deep desire, leisure, tender flower, manhood, fool, rock, gentleness, life, challenges, mistakes, money, wisdom, easy, repeat. Just go through the words once more. Right, children? Right. Now come back to the paragraph. The poet Carl Sandburg gives a vivid description of a father's worldly wisdom in directing a son who is at the threshold of his manhood. Here, the father motivates his son to be like a hard rock and withstand life's challenges and sudden betrayals. Life is like a fertile soil. We can make our life fruitful if we are gentle and take life as it comes. At times, gentleness overtakes harshness. The growth of a tender flower can split a rock. One should have a deep desire and strong will to achieve. Greed for money has left men dead before they really die. Good men also have fallen prey in quest for easy money. Time for leisure is not a waste. When you seek knowledge, never feel ashamed to be called a fool for not knowing. At the same time, learn from your mistakes. Never repeat it. It's a very good advice for you, right? When you seek knowledge, never feel ashamed to be called a fool for not knowing. At the same time, learn from your mistakes and never repeat it again. Now, so with this, I think I can wind up this session, and the remaining we will see in the next class, right? Go through the poem, and not only this poem, prepare every lessons well in advance, and face the examination, your home test very boldly, and prepare your lessons for the test. Okay, children? Till then, goodbye. See you, children.